Okay, so if this is your first time clicking on my videos or you just don't know a lot about me, my husband and I adopted all three of our kids from foster care as waiting children. So our youngest daughter we adopted when she was 2 years old, and she came to us at about 1.5. And then a little under a year later, we welcomed in our older two children who were with us for quite a while until they were able to be adopted. We actually have just recently hit the 1 year mark since their official adoption day. I do often get asked if we are planning to adopt again or foster again, and it's a complicated answer. It's a complicated answer. So that's what I'm going to go through today. I'm going to tell you our plans of whether or not to adopt or whether or not to foster and kind of clear everything up for you. So first of all, if you're one of my subscribers, thank you so much for being here. You are near and dear to my heart, and I appreciate you very much. And if we haven't met before, hi, my name is Katie. Like I said, I am an adopted mom to 3 kids, and they are ages 5 through 12 currently. And I am also an adoption consultant, and I help families all across the country who are looking to adopt. Whether they're not sure if they should adopt, they're not sure what type of adoption to pursue, maybe they can't find an agency to work with, or any of those things. It's my job to help them walk through that and find them some solutions. And I've really enjoyed working with so many different clients over the past 7 months I've been doing this. And it's been so cool to see them find an agency that works for them and get started actually on this journey for real. If you could use help in your adoption journey, getting started, figuring out what to do, I know the information is so overwhelming. I would love to help you. My business is called Adopt Informed, and I always include a link in the description box as well as in a pinned comment. So check it out and see if you'd be interested in doing a consultation. Okay, but now for the real juicy stuff. You're here for the good information. So like I mentioned, I often get asked if we will adopt or foster in the future. And like I said earlier as well, it's a little complicated. So the first thing that I will say is that when we adopted our children, we kind of I don't know if it's signed a piece of paper or we just told them. They actually asked us that if our kids' bio moms ever had more children who were placed in foster care, if we would consider taking them into our home. And while we hope that that doesn't happen, just because we feel like pretty full to the brim right now, we did say we would like to at least be notified if that happens so that we could think through it. So that's always weighing on my mind a little bit because, if I said I was going to adopt another child and then a couple years down the road, we find out that one of their moms has had another baby and needs a family to care for it, that would put us in a really difficult situation. So that is one factor that is on my mind. But I can confidently tell you right now that we are not planning on adopting again, at least not anytime soon. However, on the foster care side of things, we may be interested in doing that in the future, but down the road. So here's the thing. I am a person who believes in boundaries and limits and understanding our own limits. And I can accept that for myself as an introvert who is also a parent, who also works, and all of these things, that adding another child to our family at this point would be extremely overwhelming for me. I think there are people who are so cut out to have big families, and I admire that. I think that's great. That is just not me. Both my husband and I are introverted. We are already overstimulated with having 3 kids, and I cannot imagine the state of my mental health if there were even more kids running around this house right now, because it's just a lot. It's just a lot to take in, and there's a lot of needs going on within our family. And to be honest, I think that if we said yes to another adoption or another adoptive placement, that we would be saying no to helping our children we already have in some specific ways. The truth is I think that behind every yes is a no. And when we say yes to something, that means we're saying no to something else. So if we're saying yes to volunteering for all the things, we're saying no to more family time. We're saying no to more time on our own or time pursuing our hobbies. And I think adoption is great, which is why it is now my goal to help other people go down the same route that we did. However, I don't think that we will be going down that route again anytime in the near future. And I'm going to be honest, even for us adding our older two kids in our family when we did, I think we did it a little too fast. I do not regret adopting them. I do not have any regrets in terms of the match or anything like that. But I think about our youngest and how we really struggled with attachment at the beginning. She really had a hard time like attaching to me as a mom. And it was a really tough road, like a really tough road. And we had just gotten over that hill. We'd just gotten to the point where she was attaching well and bonding well. And then we added more kids. And then everything just blew up again. Everything started over, all the adjustments, now there were siblings and sibling squabbles, as my kids call them, because they watch Bluey. I think it's so funny. The sibling arguments and rivalry and all of those things just like bubbled up, and it did take away some of her progress. And so when I think about that experience, I just imagine what adding another kid would do to our kids here. I will be perfectly honest with you, and I think if you asked my kids, they would tell you that I do not spend enough time with them. And that is really hard for me to hear as a mom. Like, I try very hard to spend intentional time with them, but the truth is there's one of me and there's three of them, and they all want time with me all the time. And, I'm also in charge of keeping some things clean around the house and organizing finances, and I have a job and I have this job. And so I can't spend every moment of every day with them like they would like. And I just think about the fact that if I added another kid, not only am I taking time away from the kids I already have, but then that kid's also going to be dissatisfied with the amount of time that they're getting from me. And the truth is, like, as an introvert, I also need to have time by myself or I will go crazy. So it's hard to be an introvert and a mom. Even extrovert moms, need a break. But at the same time, I just think, if you're more easily stimulated by lots of people around and lots of noise, it can be tough. So that is a case of me like knowing my own limits and knowing what I can handle. And I think I've already pushed what I can handle to like the brink, and I don't want to go beyond that. Another reason why I think for me, pursuing another adoption doesn't make sense right now is because I can do so much more as an adoption consultant and making these videos to make an impact in the adoption community. If I brought another kid into my home right now, I can guarantee you this channel would just like die off. There's no way I would be able to maintain it all. But by keeping those limits, now I can make videos like this and like my informational adoption videos that I make for you guys so that you can adopt, you can get started on your adoption journey, and you can make a difference in the life of a child within your own family. And honestly, that is like the most rewarding part of doing this channel, of doing my business. Like, it amazes me. Like, sometimes you guys send me messages and I just cry because I've had people send me messages and say, we had never even thought about adopting really until we watched your videos. Like, we found your videos randomly, and now we're already matched with our child, or we're just finalizing the adoption of our child now. And it like blows my mind that there can be people out there that I've never like personally met that have grown their families and made a difference in the life of a child just because they happened upon one of my videos that's just like filmed in my bedroom on my phone, like it's nothing, there's no fancy production going on here. So when I think about the little pockets of time that I've put towards this channel, and I think about the impact it has had, I'm just like, this is so worth it to me. Like, I could adopt one other child, or I could help all of you guys adopt kids and help you through that and help you avoid mistakes that I made when I was doing it the first time. So that's really like my heart behind all of this. And it's been so rewarding. I just cannot even tell you. It's been so rewarding to walk down this road. And then obviously with adoption consultations, like I've been able to work with so many of you guys and help you find an agency and actually get the ball rolling, start taking your classes, start doing your home study. And I just thank you guys for trusting me with that and for letting me walk alongside you, because it has been awesome. Okay, but I did mention that foster care is still kind of on our radar right now. Well, we did let our license expire. So we are no longer licensed, eligible to be foster parents or to go through the adoption process again unless we retake all of our classes and all of those things. Now, the big reason we let our license expire is because we are not really anywhere close to fostering as of now. Sure, maybe in a few years I would change my mind, but like I said, I think there's a lot of reasons not to do it right now and to focus instead on this element of advocating for foster care and advocating for adoption. So that's where my focus is right now. I think my husband would freak out if I talked about adding another child to our family right now, because he's like, everybody needs me all the time because, I need him and the kids need him and the dog wants to play with them and, he's just too popular. So, and I think I feel a little bit of that too. So for now, we're done. But it has always been like a dream for my husband and I that when we're older and our kids are either in high school or college or graduated or moved out, that we really would like to foster teens someday, or even do respite care or something like that. But I could definitely see us fostering teens, especially maybe teens who are close to aging out, and possibly eventually adopting them if that's what they need to have that family home base for them to come back to. We've just always really enjoyed working with students that age, like whether it's high school students that we taught or it's college students that we've mentored. And so I could definitely see that in the future being something really rewarding for us to do, and just a way we can continue to be involved in this foster care and adoption world. We've always said we can't imagine ourselves being people who just retire and then just go to the beach all the time. I could even see us doing it after we've retired, or just, just being a home for these kids. And I imagine we'll be way more chilled out by then because we'll be older. And so that's kind of a dream for the future. But in the meantime, I'm going to advocate for other people to adopt teens because I do think there's such a need. I really loved, if you missed the interview I did with Carly Pancake, she has the best last name. I did an interview with her not too long ago on my channel, and her husband have adopted 2 teenagers, and they also have a biological son who's 2 or something. And I really love the perspective she shared on adopting teens, and it really got me fired up for doing that in the future. So maybe that will kind of open your eyes to some of those needs and some of those possibilities. So that's pretty much it for today. I know this was kind of a random one. I did not plan this video out. I just wanted to share this with you for a while because I know people ask and wonder, will we adopt again? I think we're done. I think we're done for now. Like I said, maybe 10 years down the road or more, when our kids are older, we will look into that again. I think that would be really great and something I want to do. But we're just going to take it one day at a time and kind of see what happens. But again, if you are looking to adopt and you want to get started, I would absolutely love to be a part of that journey with you and to help you answer any questions you have, relieve any fears, talk through any of your doubts, and really figure out if it'll be right for you. I promise not to sugarcoat things. I also promise not to completely freak you out. So if you want that help, remember the link is in the description and in a pinned comment below. And I like to do this every so often, but if you made it all the way to the end of this video, then you're one of my people. You made it all the way through my rambling, somewhat unplanned video. So you get to answer a secret question in the comments. Okay, so the secret question for the end of this video is that I would like to know kind of what stage you're at in the whole adoption journey. So here's what we're gonna do. In the comments, if you are just looking into it, why don't you put that little emoji of I think there's a little detective emoji where he has a little magnifying glass, put that one. Or just a magnifying glass or something if you're just looking into it. If you have already started the process, why don't you put a book, since there's a lot you have to learn going into the process. And then if you are already matched or you've already adopted, put an emoji of a little family. I just think it'll be fun to see where everyone is on their journeys. So answer the secret question in the comments so I'll know who my favorites are. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I hope you will so we can hang out more. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. I appreciate you. I hope you're having a great day. I will see you next week. You're the best.